Alright everybody, this is the start of part 2 on the tank. This is Friday evening, December 14th. I'll be working on the turret tonight. Last weekend I worked and installed this part right here where my thumb is. Tonight I'll be working on these parts here, the gun. So I got all the parts laid out on the table. They're small and tedious, so I'm going to do this off camera, get this all done and put onto the turret. So if I get this all done tonight, I could probably get this primer set up for primer tomorrow. So let me go ahead and pause for now, get this started, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. I got this all assembled. Very tedious. A lot of small parts. Also got the gun done. I have to light sand it in here, and then I'll be able to get this all hooked up and mounted to the turret. A lot of small parts to this tank, and you got to take your time, watch what you're doing. Once it's installed on the turret, it's going to look pretty cool using the MIA extra thin. So I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. I could start to work on this section down here next. And I think that's part of the turret, which I'm sure it is. So let me go ahead and continue working on the tank, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. Previous video I showed I got the gun glued up. I hit it with some 400 grit sandpaper. This part here that the gun attaches to, which I'll do next, that's all assembled. Now I have to get all these parts assembled to the upper turret, which is sitting over here. I'll get that all together once I get that all on the top part here. I got to put this part on, and it shows you it goes right there. I got to assemble these parts here, and these side panels, whatever these are, that go on the side, you can see here, that'll go on the top of the turret. So I'll continue working on the tank, get this out of the way tonight, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. This is Saturday afternoon, December 15th, and I'll be finishing up the turret today. These lighting in here, these little, I don't know what you want to call them, just attachments, like a rail thing here that goes on each side of the tank. You can see here, this part right here, then down here, and like this rope part here, and then it shows the basket or rack, bustle rack, I guess is what it's called. I gotta assemble that, and now I'll be probably done with the turret. My paint did come in the mail today from Hobby Link, the Desert Yellow. It's XF59. It's not much different from the dark yellow, which is XF60. Comparing the two, they're pretty close. You can see right here. Let me see. The dark yellow looks a little bit lighter, but I'm going to go with the desert and the buff. I'm going to mix these two up 50-50. So let me go ahead and continue working on the turret. And I'll show the end results once that's all done. So I'll pause for now, talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. I just finished this rack. Very tedious with the parts. This part goes on it once it's mounted to the turret. Next thing I want to work on is the APU. Assemble that all. Mount that first before I put the rack on. Then a cupola and the machine gun will be next after that. The tank's looking good. The top turret, I got most parts glued on other than these parts here. So I'll continue working off camera to get this done, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. I've been working on the guns. This one's just sitting on top of the turret here, and can pivot up and down, which I don't know if I'll be able to do that right at the moment, but it's pretty cool. I'll just take it off. A lot of small parts, a lot of patience, and the Tamiya extra thin glue, and she's looking cool. If I can get that back in there. I'm blind, but it fits up in there. And then I got this other little machine gun right here I just finished up. I couldn't say what caliber it's. Oh, okay, it's a 7.62 millimeter caliber machine gun. I still got it attached to cupola. I decided to have the this glued in place down instead of up, and I'll just have to mount that in here. That'll go next. I'll glue that in place. Guns I'm actually going to keep separate because I'm going to probably paint them up gunmetal or something like that. I've got these parts to put onto the upper turret, so I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. I'll continue working on the tank, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the tank. It's finished. It took me 2 weekends to build it. Next step is to get it in the spray booth and primer it up. Tedious because it's got a lot of small parts. My first build turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'll let this sit overnight. I'll probably try to get to it tomorrow and primer it up. But for 1/48 scale, Abrams tank is thumbs up. You gotta take your time with it if you build one. But I'm happy with how mine turned out. A lot of detail. They even glued together the commander. I'm not putting him in, but he turned out pretty decent. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 2. I'll probably get this primered tomorrow. But I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Sub to my channel, and I'll talk with everybody later.